Welcome back, everybody, to the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise here on Madden 21. As today, we had the day that we've been waiting for pretty much since the start of this series, that being our very first playoff game. That's right, folks. The Jaguars will be hosting the Cleveland Browns here in the AFC wildcard round. Our Jaguars finished the season with a record of 8-8, including ending the season on a 3-game losing streak. Yet we still somehow won this disaster of an AFC South. The Titans and Texans also finished 8-8, but I guess we got the tiebreaker over both of them. The Titans still made the playoffs as a 7 seed, which goes to show how bad the AFC is as a whole this year, but specifically our division was an absolute mess. So here's a look at the playoff picture, by the way, for both sides. Also, for what it's worth, the NFC East had all 4 of their teams make the playoffs. So that's a fun storyline. Hopefully Washington, Dallas, and the Giants all win their wildcard games, just so we can have 4 NFC East teams battling it out to see who wins the Super Bowl, or at least wins the NFC. That would be funny. So we do have some good news and some bad news on the injury front. The good news is that A.J. Kahn and Dwayne Brown are both back. Ever since pretty much our whole offensive line got hurt, it has unsurprisingly been a lot worse. So having those 2 guys back is a really big deal. However, at the end of the game last week, our best and most important player on the roster got hurt, that being DJ Chark. Chark has arguably been the best receiver in the NFL these past 2 seasons, at least statistically, he certainly has, and the impact he makes on this football team is absolutely gigantic. When DJ Chark was in the game last week against the Colts, I think Gardner Minshew went like 17 for 20. He was throwing the ball outstanding. Once Chark got hurt about halfway through the fourth quarter, the offense totally fell apart. Gardner Minshew threw 3 interceptions in the final 5 minutes of the game when DJ Chark was out. Now, granted, I don't think Chark being out gets the sole blame for those interceptions, but the offense was so much different with DJ Chark in the game and Chark not in the game. Unfortunately, his injury will keep him out for pretty much this whole possible playoff run. The only way we would get him back this season is if we do make the Super Bowl, which is certainly unlikely, but, I mean, anybody can win a football game in the NFL, so I guess you can't really count that out, but, I mean, losing our most important player on the roster, in my opinion, really, really hurts. So, with no DJ Chark going forward, we need some guys on offense to step up. Laviska Shenault, Nelson Aguilar, and David Njoku all had very similar stat lines this season. They were all fine players, but none of them were ridiculously good. We need one of those guys to stand out and be a star for us. We could also use somebody like Zeke Bowman, the rookie out of Westlake, who got more playing time as the season went along. Maybe he has the breakout game he's been waiting for, but we need one of those guys to really stand up and play the best football we've ever seen them play with DJ Chark out. So the opponent today obviously is the 11-5 Cleveland Browns. The Browns were probably the second best team in the AFC this season. The only problem is the best team was the Baltimore Ravens, who are in the same division as them. So that's how the Browns are being stuck here as a 5 seed. They are led by quarterback Baker Mayfield, who has had an awesome season this year. 4,500 yards, 39 touchdown passes to just 5 interceptions. Super efficient season. And he's not under contract for next year. I'm not really sure what the Browns are doing here. I guess they declined his 5th-year option and have not extended him yet. So Baker Mayfield is an unrestricted free agent this offseason, so we'll see if he can try to boost his stock up here in the postseason. But, I mean, he's going to get ridiculous money, and based on the numbers he's put up this season, he deserves whatever ridiculous money is coming his way. Joining him in the backfield is his partner, Nick Chubb. Chubb has gotten paid by the Browns, and I'm a little bit curious to why they paid their running back before they paid their quarterback. But regardless, Nick Chubb is one of the most dominant running backs in the NFL, and he is not going to be a fun matchup for our defense. This year, Chubb had 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, which is a career high for him. Only 1 fumble as well, and he had his best receiving season of his career as well. Chubb is easily a top 5 back in the NFL, and with that X factor and one of the better offensive lines in football, it is going to be a challenge to stop him. He had a 200-yard game there against the Bengals, only rushed for over 100 yards twice, which is interesting, but I mean, he's just a dominant machine. Just an absolute workhorse. He's not going to be fun for us to play against. He's locked up until 2026, which is a lot for a running back, so I kind of questioned their financial decision-making here, but they made it this far, so what can you do? Behind Chubb in the backfield, they had the pair of rookies in Davion Riddick, a player we looked at in one of the prospect profiles last year, along with Jordan Quinn. At wide receiver, obviously headlined by Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry. Their third receiver is Chris Conley, who was a Jaguar last year, so he gets a little bit of revenge here. At tight end, they're led by Austin Hooper. They had David Njoku behind him, but obviously we acquired him last year in exchange for Yannick Ngakoue, who is no longer on the Browns. He is now with the Washington football team. They have a really solid offensive line. One of their backup offensive linemen is former Westlake Hornet J.B. Givens. Meanwhile, looking at the defense, and it starts with this man, Myles Garrett, arguably the most dominant pass rusher in the NFL. And our rookie left tackle, Bentley Vander Walson, is going to have his work cut out today as he faces his toughest matchup of the season in Garrett. In this series alone, Garrett has 34.5 sacks, including 18 this year and 16.5 last year. The Browns have paid him well-deserved big money, and yeah, I'm not particularly looking forward to see what Myles Garrett probably does today against this Jacksonville team. They also have Solomon Thomas behind him, who was a top 3 pick in the same year that Myles Garrett went number 1. If you look at the rest of their defense, they have a really good defensive line. Their linebacking core is a little bit weak. It's not terrible. There are some solid young players there, but maybe we could try to expose that. They have a really good cornerback group headlined by Denzel Ward. They also have some guys like James Bradbury, Greedy Williams. Used a first-rounder this year on Lamont Irving out of Louisville. He was the second corner off the board behind, obviously, Zaire Wiggins, who was our first pick. So it's going to be a challenge here. The Jaguars are heavy underdogs going into this playoff game, playing a better team than them in the Cleveland Browns, and without their best player in DJ Chark. So this is not going to be an easy one for the Jaguars, but if there's one thing we've learned about this team this season, it's that they're not going to give up. Let's get this one officially started. The very first playoff game in the series is a rainy one here at Duval Stadium in Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida, as the 8-8 AFC South champion Jacksonville Jaguars had their first playoff game in about 5 years since 2017, when they made a Cinderella-esque run to the AFC Championship, nearly winning that game. They ended up losing to the Patriots. Maybe they can have another Cinderella-type run here, and it starts against the Cleveland Browns. Both of these teams have not been known as high-level organizations, especially in recent memory, but one of these teams tries to get their first playoff win in quite a bit. I guess in NFL standards, 5 years isn't that long ago when the Jaguars last got their playoff win, but you get the point. It's not like this Jaguars team or this Browns squad has an illustrious history. Both of these teams have never made a Super Bowl. Only 4 teams in the NFL have never made a Super Bowl, including the Jaguars and the Browns. The other 2 are the Texans and Lions, neither of whom are in the playoffs. Looking at the other AFC matchups, you have the Titans and Buffalo, and then they're not showing the Patriots and Raiders for some reason. They are all playing against each other, with the Ravens having the number 1 seed. No Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs, by the way. Patrick Mahomes will be watching the postseason from his couch this year. So Jamie Gillian of the Browns has this one teed off, and playoff football is underway for your Jacksonville Jaguars. The rookie, Lee Egerton, on the return. Egerton makes a nice cut, and he will be brought down at the 44. Probably his best kick return this year. I don't think I've seen Egerton make a better play yet. So here is the offense, led by quarterback Gardner Minshew. Minshew has been very inconsistent this season. A lot of ups and a lot of downs. We'll see if he can put together one of his better performances of the season and lead the Jaguars to a playoff win. This is Minshew's first playoff game. It is also the first playoff game for a lot of players on this roster. First down, Minshew on the run. Connects with the rookie tight end, Daniel Romer, for a gain of 22 yards. Good start for Jacksonville. Gardner Minshew surveyed the field there. He had nobody open deep, so he dumped it off for the rookie out of LSU, Romer, who makes a nice play after the catch. Might be a long day for this Jacksonville rushing offense, as the Jags have not ran the ball well in recent weeks. Andrew Norwell and Jawan Taylor, as you can see, are still injured, along with rookie running back Kyra Brooks, who was not on the graphic for some reason, and of course, star receiver DJ Chark. 2nd and 7, Minshew over to Nelson Aguilar. It looked like he slipped halfway through that play. I mean, the elements today are certainly going to make an impact. Obviously, heavy rain here in this one. 3rd and 10 now from the 14. Minshew going to throw it in the back of the end zone. Incomplete, trying to avoid the sack. So that'll bring out the field goal unit. This is a 31-yard kick for Josh Lambo. The kick is good, and the Jacksonville Jaguars will strike first. They lead it 3-0. Solid start for the Jacksonville offense. Here is the Cleveland offense, led by quarterback Baker Mayfield, who had an outstanding season. He's going to get paid big money by somebody, whether that's the Browns or some other team. He had a historically good season this year. 2nd down from the 28-yard line. Mayfield going to connect with Chris Conley, the former Jaguar. This is Conley's first time facing off against his former team. He gets 10, wrapped up by C.J. Henderson. Now from the 40, 3rd and 8. Mayfield going to look to throw it. He connects with Austin Hooper, who does make the catch. Miles Jack unable to jar the ball out. That'll be a 1st down for Cleveland, as their offense is looking fairly solid up to this point. Now from the 45, it's a handoff for Chubb, and he loses a yard. There were about 4 Jacksonville defenders in the area. I think it'll be Sheldon Rankins who is credited with the tackle. 2nd and 11 now for Cleveland. They're not as used to this rain as Jacksonville is. So I think this could be a benefit for the Jags as Minshew goes deep for Odell Beckham Jr., who brings it to the 13. Probably would have scored a touchdown there had he not ran out of bounds. We'll see if that comes back to bite the Browns in the butt. 3rd and 5, Mayfield trying to get it to Jarvis Landry. The pass is incomplete. So here's Aldrick Rosas and the field goal unit. A chip shot from around 24. His kick is good. I think it's safe to say Aldrick Rosas certainly got the bail money he needed from the Cleveland Browns, as we are now tied at 3 late in the quarter. Minshew on 2nd down, going to scramble with it. Going to take a shot for Shenault, and then he dropped it. That was a really good throw by Gardner Minshew on the run under pressure, but was not meant to be. 3rd and 10 now. Minshew over to his running back, Phillip Lindsay, who gets it to the 31. A really nice play by Lindsay. Not only an excellent route, but a nice play after the catch. Let's take a look at these next-gen stats here, presented by the new version of Madden on the PlayStation 5, as we get a look at that play in depth from Phillip Lindsay. 2nd and 10 now from the 31. Lindsay gets the handoff again, and he is wrapped up. The rushing offense has not been great today for Jacksonville, as it's for rookie out of Louisville, Lamont Irving, with the tackle for loss. And now it is 3rd down and 11. Minshew under pressure from Garrett, and his pass is incomplete. Garrett with the hit. Minshew was unable to get that to anybody. So the field goal unit will return. It's been a battle of the kickers so far. A 49-yarder for Lambo, and it's barely good, but it does go in nonetheless. And the Jacksonville Jaguars now lead at 6-3. With the rain here, I wouldn't be surprised to see some kicking mishaps. So far, no missed kicks yet, but that could change. 2nd and 10 for Cleveland. It's Josh Allen with the sack. Allen had a career low 7 sacks on the season. He wasn't all that impressive. He wasn't bad this year, but certainly could have played better. Could have had more plays like that as he gets by the right tackle, Jack Conklin, with ease. And another player was here in the backfield that looks like Rashawn Babineau. So 2 players sending pressure there for the Jaguars. As that'll do it for the first quarter. Jacksonville is up. 6-3 is your score. Both offenses are looking pretty good, but nobody has scored a touchdown yet. 3rd and 17. Mayfield under pressure, and he is hit by Kayvon Chason as they're showing Ifeadi Odenigbo. That might have been Odenigbo with the hit, but it looks like it was the right end who made that play, and usually that's where Kayvon Chason is on this defense. Jacksonville has it again. Lindsay and this rushing offense are just getting nothing going at the moment. 6 carries, 9 yards. Nice stuff so far from the Browns defense. 3rd and 9. The pass should have been intercepted. Minshew trying to get it to the rookie Zeke Bowman, but it was in and out of the hands of a Cleveland Brown. So that'll force a punt. Both teams have now punted it once today. And it will remain 6-3 as Nick Chubb gets the handoff. Chubb with blocks, and I would have to imagine that's the first down on the ground for either team today. Nobody has been able to run the ball here in this one. I mean, the Browns certainly are more likely to get it going considering they had the better running back, but Jacksonville's rushing defense has been surprisingly good. You know what has been not a surprise? Jacksonville being unable to cover the tight end. The Jags have really struggled against tight ends this season, and so far Austin Hooper is looking pretty solid today. 2 catches for 34 yards. Now from the 44, Mayfield going to get it to Nick Chubb, who breaks the tackle for Miles Jack. Not a great start to the game for Miles Jack, who obviously had a great season, but just does not look like himself at the moment. Jack is one of the few players who was on that 2017 team that made the playoffs. Obviously had that famous no call against him, which Jacksonville probably would have won the game otherwise. Nice play there by Odell Beckham to bring it to the 15-yard line. Following play, Mayfield back to Beckham. He jukes Wilson and is into the end zone for a Cleveland Browns touchdown. An excellent start to this game for Odell Beckham, as it is now 10-6. Beckham broke the ankles of safety Gerard Wilson, and for the first time today, the Cleveland Browns have the lead. Nice throw from Mayfield, but OBJ did the rest. Let's take a look at this replay again. Whoa! Nice little move by Beckham, and he was smooth sailing after that. So now 10-6. Browns lead about halfway through the second quarter. We'll see if Jacksonville can try to get into a little bit of a groove. As on third down, Minshew is going to scramble, and he runs for the first down. Pushed out by Lamont Irving. Minshew's shown off the stiff arm at the end of that play. Excellent run for Gardner Minshew, who isn't necessarily known for his legs. First down now. The pass is dropped by Phillip Lindsay. The elements are also going to lead to more drops today, and we have one right there. 3rd and 2 now for the Jags. The pass from Minshew over to Bowman is offline. Gardner Minshew was 5 for 16 with 76 yards today. Welcome to the Gardner Minshew experience, everybody. A lot of good and a lot of bad. Browns have it now from the 18. Mayfield's pass on first down is in and out of the hands of C.J. Henderson. Maybe would have caught that had the ball or his gloves not been so slippery. Or maybe he just has absolute brick hands. 3rd and 8. The screen is offline for Chubb, so that'll force another punt. And now it's a battle of these two defenses. I was expecting a high-scoring game, and we haven't really gotten that so far. There's Gardner Minshew on first down, a gain of 20 for Zeke Bowman, his first reception of the game. Seems like the Jaguars are trying to get Bowman involved, but he's unable to get a catch until now. 3rd and 1 from the 29. Minshew could have ran for the first down. Instead, he gets it back to Zeke Bowman, who will convert anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Nice first down for the Jaguars as we're here at the 2-minute warning. 10-6. Browns lead it here nearing the end of the first half as Minshew passes it for Phillip Lindsay, who loses 4. Alex Anzalone brings him down, and now it is a 3rd and 12. Minshew going to look to throw it, going to go deep for the end zone, and it's caught by the rookie Zeke Bowman for the touchdown, and the Jaguars will take the lead. Their first touchdown of the day scored by Bowman, who had a really big drive. 3 receptions, including that one in the back of the end zone with Denzel Ward all over him. But Bowman still makes the grab nonetheless. And the Jaguars now lead it 13-10 with about a minute to go until halftime. Here returns Baker and the Browns offense. Let's see what they can do, try to regain the lead. As here is Odell Beckham. Another nice juke move, brings it to around midfield for a gain of 18. And the Browns are forced to use a timeout as right tackle Jack Conklin is hurt. Into the game for Conklin will be former Westlake Hornet J.B. Givens, who the Browns used in the 3rd round of this year's draft. Here is Givens' first play of the game. It's not a particularly good one as he gets smothered by Josh Allen. Holy cow. Allen just manhandled him there. Gain of 8 for Cleveland. Now 2nd and 2. Givens doing a little bit better on Josh Allen on this play. And the Browns offense gets a better result as Odell Beckham with another really nice catch. It's been the OBJ show. 5 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown here in the first half for Beckham. He has been dominant up to this point. 22 seconds left now. Mayfield is sacked by the rookie out of Hawaii, Tagatului Pupu. The Browns are in field goal range. They had a timeout, but they decided not to use it and let the clock run out. Okay then, that'll do it for the first half. The Jaguars have the lead 13-10. I don't know what Coach Kevin Stefanski was doing there. I don't know why he didn't call the timeout. They could have trotted out the field goal unit and gone for the kick. Heck, even if they weren't confident in the field goal unit, at least call a timeout and run another play. I just don't get that at all. If they didn't have a timeout, that's one thing, but they did. So, that's kind of odd. Let's move to the second half now. 3rd and 10. Baker gonna connect with Odell Beckham. Does he get the first? He was awfully close. And they're not going to give it to him. So the Jaguars defense forces a stop on the first drive of the half. And now the offense gets it back. 3rd and 5. Minshew looking to throw it. Gonna scramble with it now on the run. And it's caught. A tippy-toe grab by Zeke Bowman, who is red hot right now. He gains 32 yards. That'll be a Jaguars first down. The crowd is pretty excited. What a throw on the run by Minshew. And then excellent footwork by Zeke Bowman, keeping them in bounds for a first down. Now from the 32, the rain seems to have gotten worse since halftime. Minshew, his pass is totally offline for Bowman. You get a really good throw on one play, and on the next play, you get that. 3rd and 9 now from the 32. Minshew gonna heave it deep for Njoku. That throw was on the money, but a nice defensive play by Cleveland to deflect that one away. So here's the field goal unit. A 50-yarder from Lambo, and he barely gets it to go. But nonetheless, Josh Lambo is now 3 for 3 on field goals today. The Jaguars extend their lead as it's now 16-10. Here is Mayfield up the middle for Jarvis Landry. It's been a quiet-ish game for Landry as his LSU buddy Odell Beckham has gotten most of the work. That's actually Landry's first catch of the game, whereas OBJ probably has over 100 yards by now. Here is Nick Chubb with a nice run. Chubb now with 41 yards on the day, which I feel like just goes to show you that the Browns' rushing offense has not been great today, but good play there from Chubb. Now from the 40, Mayfield gets it to Hooper for the first down. The Browns' offense is moving it nicely. We have a Jaguar injury on the field. It's linebacker Quincy Williams. It looks like he's grabbing at his lower leg. We'll check on that one in a little bit. As on 2nd and 6, another nice run by Nick Chubb, bringing it to the 13 before being brought down by Ronnie Harrison. Harrison has been pretty good today. Obviously, he is in a contract year and has had a breakout season. I wonder how much he's going to get paid in the offseason. From the 10, 3rd and 7, Mayfield throws it away, incomplete. So it looks like we'll see the field goal unit return. Only one touchdown for each team today, as the kick from Aldrick Rosas is good. Browns cut the lead in half as it's now 16-13 with about 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Minshew pump fakes on first down, connects with Nelson Aguilar for a gain of 23 yards. Tight throw by Minshew, but excellent accuracy, and that's a gain of 23 for Jacksonville. Following play, Minshew gets it to Bowman now, who will bring it to the 37. Zeke Bowman, for the first time in his NFL career with over 100 receiving yards in a game. He barely had over 100 receiving yards in this season, and he has been really good today. 3rd down, Lindsey loses a yard, so now it's 4th and 3. The Jags are going to go for it, and it's unsuccessful. Good throw by Minshew, but the rookie Lamont Irving makes a really nice play on the ball, and the gutsy call by Coach Eric Bieniemy does not work for Jacksonville, and the Browns have it back. 13-16, 30 seconds to go in the quarter. That could have been a really big play for Chubb had he kept his feet in, but still a good run for Nick Chubb nonetheless, and that'll be a first down for the Jags. Final play of the quarter, Chubb is going to lose 3. The former Cleveland Brown, Joe Schobert, brings him down, and that'll do it for the 3rd. No blood is drawn. Both teams add a pair of field goals. The Jaguars are now 10 minutes away from winning this playoff game, but this one is far from over, and I think both teams pretty much have an equal shot to win this one. 2nd and 12. Nice throw by Mayfield to open up the 4th quarter to the former Jaguar Chris Conley, who brings it to the 24. Conley's second catch of the day. He certainly had more of a role in this Browns offense this year than he did with Jacksonville last year. Now from the 11, it's 2nd and 7. Baker Mayfield up the middle just a little. His second touchdown pass of the day, and it's the second touchdown reception of the day for this man, Odell Beckham. And the Cleveland Browns have regained the lead as it is now 20-16 with 8.5 minutes to go in the football game. Beckham was wide open, and he has been wide open throughout this game. The main player covering him today has been rookie corner Zaire Wiggins, and his fellow first-round draft pick Lamont Irving has played a lot better for Cleveland today, which I find interesting. Irving was obviously drafted after Wiggins, as here is Laviska Shenault for a gain of 22. That is Chenault's first catch of the day. He hasn't really done anything yet. It's mainly been the Zeke Bowman show at receiver. 3rd and 9 now, short throw for David Njoku, and he will get the first down, bringing it to the 41-yard line, wrapped up by Carl Joseph and company. Jacksonville moving it down the field pretty nicely. 3rd and 2, it's a handoff for Rodney Anderson, and it goes nowhere for a loss of a yard. That was Michael Kendricks who brings him down. 4th and 2, the Jaguars are going to go for it again. This time, will it work? The answer is yes. Nelson Aguilar with the reception. He made sure to go right down, not try to risk anything. Now from the 24, deep ball for Shenault. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A 24-yard touchdown throw from Gardner Minshew over to Laviska Shenault. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are back on top as it is now 23-20. A really nice drive from Minshew and company as the Jaguars will regain the lead with under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. What can Baker Mayfield and company do? Down by a field goal. Can they regain the lead? As on 3rd down, nobody's open, and it's a sack for Sheldon Rankins. The Browns did not have anybody underneath. They had all their receivers go deep, which is really odd to me. I don't know why they did that. So now the Jaguars have it with 4 minutes to go. All they have to do is be smart with the football, and they should be fine. The only problem is the Jaguars cannot run the ball at all today. Sheldon Richardson forcing a loss of yardage. 3rd and 12 now. Minshew looking to throw it, and he gets it to David Njoku for the first down, and the Browns defense is really starting to worry. Now from the 37, back to Lindsey, and he loses 4 more. Sheldon Richardson once again with the play. 31 yards on 17 carries for Lindsey. It's been a rough game for the rushing offense. 3rd and 14 now. Minshew is sacked. The ball is out. It's picked up by Alex Anzalone. That'll be a scoop and score for the Cleveland Browns, and they will take the lead in the hands of their defense. What a play by Cleveland. Guess who it was with the strip sack? For rookie corner Lamont Irving, who continues to have an awesome playoff game today. And I think it's fair to say that he has certainly outplayed Zaire Wiggins here in this one. I'm sure the Browns don't regret picking Zaire Wiggins. He's had a really solid rookie year. But if we're talking today, Lamont Irving has looked like a superstar, and Zaire Wiggins has looked far from. Nice play by Anzalone to get the scoop and score. So now Cleveland is up by 4 all of a sudden. And now Gardner Minshew and the Jaguars need a game-winning drive if they want to keep their season alive. Here we are at the 2-minute warning. 27-23 is your score. Let's see what Gardner Minshew can do. Can he lead the Jaguars down the field and win this game? 2nd and 3. It's a gain of 14 for Zeke Bowman and a Jacksonville first down. Try not to use their timeouts yet, as here is Laviska Shenault with a nice play brought down at the opposing 35. The Jaguars are in field goal range, but they're not looking for a field goal. They're looking for a touchdown. From the 35, Minshew trying to get it to Zeke Bowman, and he makes the catch to the 18. Jacksonville continuing to move it well. First down. Gardner Minshew, a short throw for David Njoku, trying to fight his way out of bounds, and he's unsuccessful. Jacksonville still going no huddle, down to about 40 seconds now. 2nd and 7. Minshew under pressure. He gets it to Aguilar. That's a touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, what a catch. And the Jaguars will regain the lead with 37 seconds to go. A dime by Gardner Minshew That was Lamont Irving with the coverage. Aguilar with an incredible play. The officials would review if he got both feet in bounds. However, the play would stand. A touchdown for the Jaguars. And they are now up by 3. What a catch by Nelson Aguilar, who quietly has had a really good performance for the Browns today. Obviously, we know Zeke Bowman has been a machine, but Nelson Aguilar has also stepped up today. And now the Jaguars are up by 3. The Browns do have all 3 of their timeouts, though. This game is far from over. Here is the rookie Lamont Irving on the kick return, and the ball is out! Camus Grugier-Hill will likely walk it off. A fumble forced by Grugier-Hill, who recovers the fumble, will take it to the house, and the Jaguars all of a sudden lead this game by 10 with under 30 seconds to go, and Cleveland needs a miracle. Conley with the first down. Browns call timeout number 1. Down to 22 seconds now. Mayfield from the 41 dumps it off for Chubb. I don't really get that call. The Browns need to be taking shots deep. They don't have any time for these short passes. Cleveland would call their second timeout. 2nd and 1 now. Baker Mayfield looking to throw it. Gonna take a shot deep for Conley, and it's broken up at the last second. That was an excellent throw by Mayfield, but Harrison and Henderson were there at the right time. 4th and 1 now. Baker gonna lob up the Hail Mary, and it is broken up. And the Jacksonville Jaguars will win an incredible football game. 37-27 is your final score. And the Cinderella Jaguars will keep fighting a little bit longer. What a game, what an ending. The Browns had a 27-23 lead with about a minute to go in this game. And then 10 seconds later, the Jaguars score a pair of touchdowns. Who gets your game ball? Is it Minshew? Is it Zeke Bowman? Aguilar? Camus Grugier-Hill for that big play to end it? I don't know. There are some great candidates. I'd probably give it to Minshew or Bowman. They both absolutely stepped up today, and Gardner Minshew was far from perfect. He had plenty of bad throws today. Let's make that clear. But in the 4th quarter, in clutch time, when Gardner Minshew had to play well, he did. An outstanding performance from Minshew. Baker Mayfield was really good too, but it was not enough. Nobody could run the ball today. I know Nick Chubb averaged 5 yards a carry, but the Browns couldn't run it either. What a game by the rookie Zeke Bowman. 7 catches, 134 yards, and a touchdown. I don't even know if Bowman had 134 receiving yards combined this year. I don't even know if he had 134 yards in his college career because he was so far down the Westlake depth chart. 7 catches, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns for OBJ. He was really good. Nelson Aguilar certainly stepped up for the Jaguars. Defensively, not a whole lot of sacks. Jacksonville had 3. Tuipulotu, Allen, and Rankins got to the quarterback. The only sack today for the Browns was the strip sack by Lamont Irving, and the other fumble forced was by Camus Grugier-Hill. So both fumbles resulted in touchdowns. So there you go, folks. The Jaguars win an improbable game over the Cleveland Browns, and our season is not over. We're going to keep fighting. So now we got to figure out who we are going to play in this second round. It's mathematically impossible that we play the Titans, because if they win, they will play Baltimore. So this means we will play either Buffalo, New England, the Raiders, or the Ravens. There are combinations for us to possibly play any of those 4 teams. So now it's time to find out, who will Jacksonville be playing in the divisional round of the playoffs? And the answer is the Buffalo Bills. This means that obviously the Bills beat the Titans, and the Patriots beat the Raiders. So New England is going to head out to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Looking at the NFC side, we almost had the NFC East trifecta. Washington beat San Francisco. The Giants beat the Bucks. But unfortunately, Dallas could not beat the Bears. So only 3 of the 4 NFC East teams are there. The only game not decided by 1 possession was our game, which is certainly odd because our game was a 1-possession game throughout until the very end. So all 6 playoff games looked like they were super close and super exciting. Our next game, obviously, against the Buffalo Bills. We did play and beat the Bills in Buffalo this season. Now, granted, that was back in Week 1, and a lot of things have changed since then, including us trading Taven Bryan to the Buffalo Bills. But I mean, this is certainly going to be a fun matchup regardless. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Certainly one of the most memorable games of the series thus far. Got a big game here against Buffalo. Can we clinch the AFC Championship, or at least an AFC Championship appearance, or will our season come to a close? Also, for what it's worth, Kyra Brooks is back healthy. We need some more juice in the backfield, so that's pretty good news because our rushing offense has been really bad. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.